Everybody, how are you doing? Yes, Uncle Michel is back with another Inside Haiku Apps video. So, something a little different today. I'm going to just take you through some recent apps that I've been compiling. I recently found out we now have a version of wxwidgets. That is a widget set that, in the case of what we have, floats above GTK. Although I believe there are versions for Qt as well. There's a version for the macOS Carbon interface. There's a version that runs on top of Windows. So it's actually quite versatile. I never knew we had that, but then I came across it. I thought, okay, I must find a few things to compile with it. And so the first one that I want to show you naturally is Tetris. Yes, there is a version of Tetris that runs on top of GTK using wxwidgets, and with the usual nerdish, stunning lack of imagination, it's called wx Tetris. So, your best way to find it is from my website, link in the show notes. You go to the GTK part and then you'll see a link there. And you download it, which you can see I've done, and you click on it, double click on it to install, and then you're off to the races. And you will get Tetris. And you will now proceed to watch me for the next hour playing Tetris. Oops. Okay, you get the idea. This one works very conventionally. Arrow keys to turn, space to drop, and P for pause. Let's see. Q for quit doesn't work. I think they have to be running. Quit. No, you just exit there. There's no high score table, but very nice gameplay for a Tetris version. So why did I compile that? Because there's no such thing as too many Tetris implementations. Tetris is the holy grail of computer games. It's where it all began. Okay, then the other one is wxmedit. Okay, let's see if we can find a document for it to edit. And those are, okay, it's a text editor, right? I mean, big deal. Let's just see where we can find a text edit, a text file to edit. Should be some in here somewhere. Yeah, licenses. There's always text files in licenses. Yeah. Okay. File. Open file. Right. File system. Boot. System. Data. And we go down, 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 down. Past all the lib stuff. There we go. Okay, let's check this one out. And oh, that's strange. There, just took a little while. Okay, so yeah, big deal, Michelle. Why did you port yet another text editor? Because with the click of a mouse, or trackpad in this case, it becomes something quite different and not reacting to my trackpad very well. There we go. The same program becomes a hex editor. Now, I haven't seen this before that I can remember, but I thought, yeah, that is very, very interesting, right? So you can look at the same file either in plain text and edit it, or as a collection of hex codes. And why is that interesting? Well, you can do things like see if a file has a byte order mark at the beginning, which actually UTF-8 files don't really need because they always read the same way. And see if there's some strange code in the actual text that's preventing it from displaying properly. You know, that happens sometimes. So yeah, you no longer have to have a separate hex editor. You can just do it all in the same app. I thought that was very interesting. Right, so let's just get rid of this. So, last thing that I want to show you today is not a wxwidget application. It is a QT6 application. And it's a genealogy program, you know, the sort of thing where you work out who your ancestors were. This is not a hobby I personally take part in, you know, because 10% of children are not related to the man they call daddy. And that number has been rock steady for centuries. But still, I know that people who really enjoy this sort of thing. And what attracts me to this program is that it's very simple. I've seen some other genealogy programs, mostly in Java, and they tend to be very complicated, very professional. This one is dead simple. So let's run this baby. There we go. And you can just say, right, add person, Joe Blogs. Right. He's male. He was born, let's say 1980. Okay. So, if you don't have all the data, then, alright, add another person, Jane Blogs. Alright. Oh, sorry, that should be okay, let's say, and her maiden name was Smith. Right. Female. Date of birth, so let's say 1981, 13th of March, and this seems to take the European date standard, so keep that in mind. Right, and we're not going to kill Jane. Right, and just put it where you like. Right, so now we add partnership, right, and we'll say they're married, partner 1, Joe Blogs, partner 2, Jane Blogs. Date, when did they get married? 2004. Okay. So let's just edit this. I think we need a little more space here. I think you can tear these things off. Or you can let's see. Yeah. Can tear them off, give yourself some space to work with. Joe, okay, let's just fix this. All right, and it fixes itself automatically. And they're still married. Editing hasn't dissolved their bond. Right. So we create one final person, and Jimmy, and he was born in, let's call it 2002. Hey, we don't judge. Alright, so now we need to create a relationship, add descent, parents, and the child is Jimmy Blogs. There we go, and we can move this around a bit. Let's not lock these relations. Okay, so you get the idea. This thing is dead simple to use. As I was trying it out, I thought, what else could you use it from? Well, if you're studying the history of ideas, who thought of things first, then you could adapt this to show how people plagiarized each other over the course of history. If you're studying evolutionary biology, you could show which species descended from others, and even use hybridization. So there's all sorts of interesting little uses for a program like this that are not directly related to genealogy. Okay, so those are 3 just interesting little programs that I've compiled recently. By the time you see this video, there might already be a new version of wxwidgets, because as I was loading it up here in this VM, I ran into that same old problem with Cairo and X-Cairo that I told you about, a year ago. So I may need to have another look and push out version 2. Thanks for watching, guys.